In this question, we're given a speed time graph showing the speed in meters per second of an object t seconds after it started to move from rest. In part A, we need to use 3 trapeziums of equal width in order to work out an estimate for the area under the graph between t equals 1 and t equals 4. Well, let's start by finding the points in which we're going to be finding the area. T equals 1 is over here where the purple line is, and t equals 4 is right here. And so we're going to be finding the area enclosed between the space, between the 2 purple lines. Now we need to use 3 trapeziums of equal width, and so you can see that we can split our area into 3 different trapeziums. And so let's label this trapezium 1, trapezium 2, and trapezium 3. Now we need to know the formula for the area of a trapezium before we can continue with this question. And so the area of a trapezium is given by the formula a plus b over 2 multiplied by the heights. And so let's find the area of each trapezium. Trapezium 1, the area would be equal to a plus b over 2 times the height. Now in these trapeziums, a and b would be the 2 purple lines on each side of the trapezium, because you can see that they're the 2 parallel sides. And now the height will be the same for each of the trapeziums, which will be equal to 1 second. And so a plus b over 2 times height for trapezium 1 would be 4 plus 6 over 2 multiplied by the height of 1, and we got the 4 and 6 from the heights of these parallel lines, 4 and 6. And so for trapezium 1, the area would be equal to 5. Now we can do the same thing for trapezium 2. The area would be equal to a plus b over 2 times height. A is equal to 6, and b is equal to 7.2. And so we can say that the area is 6 plus 7.2 divided by 2 multiplied by 1, which is equal to 6.6. And finally for trapezium 3, the area would be equal to 7.2 plus 7.8 as a and b, so 7.2 plus 7.8 divided by 2 multiplied by the height of 1, which is equal to 7.5. And so using these areas, we can find the total area by adding the area of each trapezium. And so the total area would be equal to 5 plus 6.6 plus 7.5, which is equal to 19.1. And so we've now found that the total area under the graph between t equals 1 and t equals 4 is equal to 19.1. Now in part B, we're asked to find out what this represents. Now when we find the area of a graph, we're essentially multiplying the y-axis by the x-axis. And so let's think about the quantities that we have on y and x. The y-axis is the speed, and the x-axis is the time. And so the area is essentially equal to the speed multiplied by the time. We know that the speed multiplied by the time is equal to the distance, and so we know that the area would be equal to the distance travelled by the objects. Now this question is worth 4 marks. We get the first mark for splitting our area into 3 trapeziums of equal width, and for knowing that to find the area of a trapezium, we need to use a plus b over 2 multiplied by the heights. We get the second mark for finding the area of each trapezium and adding them together in order to find the total area. And we get the third and final mark in part A for getting the correct final answer that the area under the graph is equal to 19.1. We then get the fourth and final mark in part B for correctly saying that the area under the graph represents the distance travelled by the objects, allowing us to achieve the full 4 marks needed in this question.